Welcome in Three the Hardaway, aka the three-man Jalen Weave, aka the best big three since LeBron D. Wade, and Bosh back again for your Christmas festivities / New Year's festivities. This is actually our last show of 2023. 22, I'm sorry. We get into 2023 next year. But same thing going on. If you are on YouTube, stop the video right here, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If you're on a podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, anybody podcast, leave a 5-star review and we'll greatly appreciate it. If you don't know who I am the walking bucket, providing instant offense. It's your boy Savage. Up here, we got my coach on the sidelines, taking school on and off the court. When I say it's really shitty, it's really shitty. Shitty, what up, though?
Man, I wish it was a real winter break for me, man, but I got 5 games in 3 days. Y'all pray
I got
for me.
5 on it.
Man.
Over here, we got your favorite DJ, Sample Man himself, Mr. Ted Shakir Toog. What up?
Man, not a doggone thing, brother. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays indeed. So this is actually, well, not Christmas week per se, but Christmas Eve week. Christmas is on Sunday. And we are going to talk about the Christmas games, obviously. And we're nearing that point in the season where the season is about to start, technically, because the season starts on Christmas, because at this point, we're past the quarter way point. Players are solidifying themselves as candidates for particular awards. We're getting into all-star voting season now. They actually had to change the all-star voting because Elon Musk and Twitter in general. So now we got to go to the website to vote. But with that being said, I did kind of want to go back to one of our earlier episodes where we discussed who we thought was going to win, certain awards. And we actually left out one award that's new, and that's the Clutch Award. Y'all talked about it on LBR, and I don't know who will be clutch. I ain't looking at no clutch stats in general, but I did want to go through the awards and what we had each selected as far as our actual selection and even our dark horse selection. So for the MVP, I had Nikola Jokic, and if y'all ain't seen the Joker stats the other day, what he had, like 45, 27, and 10?
7, 10. Mm-hmm.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Serbian nightmare, bro.
What
Serbian
in the world?
nightmare.
So, I mean, in my opinion, that looks good to me. That petition look good. I mean, they number 2 in the West. And I said it. I was like, hey, if the Nuggets get better and they're in a top 2-3 seed and his stats are the same or better, you have to give it to the Joker because y'all gave it to him last year and they were the 6th seed. I mean, I don't see Michael Porter Jr. doing nothing crazy. I don't see Jamal Murray doing nothing crazy. That is straight Joker, in my opinion. But, I mean, I had Joker. Sheedy, you had Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi Leonard is deciding to play these days, it appears. And then Took had Ja Morant. So, thoughts on well, who do y'all think is the MVP at this point, honestly?
At this point, at this point, it got to be Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
it got to be like the number 1 seed in the East, number 1 seed in the whole NBA. And dude is averaging 30 points a game, like the rise that we all expected.
But now they too, because they lost a couple games in a row to the Magic, 2 in a row in Boston to the Magic. Just saying.
Yes.
Until Jason Tatum's point, I don't think Jason Tatum played either.
Yeah, I don't think he played.
He didn't play the game against the Magic. So just to his moment, when he is on the court, like that's 30 points. That's what 6 assists, 4 assists. I'm sorry, and like he's playing hella defensive. Like he's doing his thing.
Yeah, clearly Kawhi is not going to be it because he don't even play enough games. But I would actually go with Joker at this point. He's putting up actually the same numbers he put up with his first MVP candidate, his candidate race, so to speak. And so, I mean, as long as those numbers stay consistent, what he's doing this month of December is absolutely ridiculous. And actually, Michael Porter Jr. is still out. He's been out for the last, I think, 10 games or something like that. So Jamal Murray's kind of like a shell of himself, so trying to find himself. So right now, I think Joker is it. I think Jason Tatum does enter the conversation still there, but I think you're looking at the next, Larry Bird did 3 in a row. This is the next Larry Bird presence right here. And let's not forget Giannis is still out there lurking. and being as dominant as he has been still. But no one ever talks about the Milwaukee Bucks. So, and I think were they the number 1 seed in the East, if not number 2 seed.
Yep.
And that's because of Giannis. It's not because of anyone else. So those would be my 3. But if I will, who's going to rise to the top, in my opinion, I got the Joker right now, winning MVP again.
I think Jason Tatum right now, because he has improved so well defensively that it's kind of like, man, like you already were an offensive weapon and now you're locking down on defense. I was a proponent of like, hey, trade Jason Tatum, keep Jaylen Brown. Now I'm like, hey, nah, chill. Chill on that. And both of them are actually still playing very well together despite the new coaching change. But I feel like Tatum right now, and then you also have Joker, obviously, but we gotta give some credit to Tuke's boy Kevin Durant, y'all. Like,
thank you.
We gotta give him credit, man, because nobody is slandering the Nets all of a sudden. Nobody's saying nothing about Ben.
I ain't heard a goddamn word in the last 2 weeks. I ain't heard nothing, Savage.
Nothing about Kyrie, nothing about Kevin Durant, nothing about the coaching staff, nothing about the GM. But the Nets have won 6 in a row, and they are 9-1 their last 10 games. Hey. They are 3 games back from first place.
How many?
3 games back from first place.
After people clown them and now, they not gonna make the playoffs. Oh, they ain't even gonna make the play-in. They how many games again after first place?
3.5 games back. 3.5 games back, y'all. So it's been real quiet. And I tweeted almost every day. I'm like, hey, anybody said about the Nets? Y'all see Kevin Durant and Kyrie combined for 81. I'm just saying. At the beginning of the year, I was like, look, Ben, I don't need nothing from you. I just need you to be stable, just rebound, just block shots, get steals. He averaging 8 points a game, so he's not like Ben Simmons of old. But they don't need that. They don't need Ben to be a 20-point per game scorer like Philadelphia did. All you need you to do is run point and play defense. That's all you need to do. Kyrie and Kevin Durant gonna handle scoring. We just don't need Kevin Durant to guard LeBron James. Let Ben do all the dirty work on it, and they're gonna be all right. So I just wanted to kind of acknowledge that for the Brooklyn Nets, but I think Tatum still is like the MVP candidate. Dark horses. I had Zion. I think the Pelicans are good, but I don't think he's the MVP. I think it's more cohesive as a unit. And then Sheedy, you had James Harden, and Tevin had LeBron. Those 2 are not going to be MVPs, obviously.
That's why they are dark horses.
Right, the darkest of them. I do want to give like a shout out to like the player who I had as MVP though is Ja Morant.
Yes,
he's only missed 5 games so far, but when he balls, he's box office outside of him getting kicked out on some refs. You suck. Literally.
That's BS, man.
Like, come on, man. But it is what it is. But when he's on the court, he's electrifying, probably the most electrifying player in the game of basketball right now. Of course, his scoring has dropped, but his assist numbers are up, his rebounding numbers
defense
up.
is good, Sheedy. Defense is good.
Defense is getting a
That's
lot
my
of
dark horse.
Hey, come on now. And like he's got 2 triple doubles, already this season, and I don't think he's done yet. So
he's the franchise leader in triple doubles already. That's crazy.
Already. And he's not done. He's far from over this season, trust me.
That's crazy, man. And his signature shoe / logo thing going on. But yeah, go ahead, Sheedy.
Now, in your dark horse too about LeBron. LeBron's actually, we talk about the Nets slander. Lakers been playing pretty decent as well. With 2 games, I think LeBron's got 7 games where he scored 30 or more points.
Yeah.
In the year 20, right? I know 20-year-olds that can't even put up that amount. And so shout out to him. I'm not saying that he's an MVP candidate, so to speak, but kudos to not only just the Nets, but also the Lakers too. And this is without street clothes. Yeah.
AD got Liz Frank probably, man. So that ain't looking good. He might have Liz Frank. That ain't. I'm sad just for him, and just he had a great year, but it ain't looking good for him. It ain't looking good. DPOY, me and Sheedy both had Bam Adebayo, who Bam is playing much better this year. Miami's just still chugging along slowly as they typically do. Tevin, you had Rudy Gobert. I don't think right now, I wouldn't think any of those guys are leading DPOY candidacy. I don't think so. Not even our dark horses. I mean, we had Ben Simmons, Ja Morant. I think right now, off the top of my head, I can't think of somebody aside from maybe OG Anunoby for Toronto. And Toronto has been struggling this year. that like they just Spicy P is hooping, but Fred VanVleet, I don't know if he's dead or he just don't have it anymore. Scotty Barnes is having a sophomore slump. It's still going on from previous weeks. But I mean, I can't think of another DPOY. Can y'all think of one?
Yeah, this one guy in Memphis.
Yeah, Dylan Brooks.
Oh, I'm guys in Memphis.
You're right. Brooks
guys in
Memphis. You're right.
Yeah, I think too. I think both of them should be there. I think Jaren Jackson won't get the nod yet in terms of that because of the amount of games he's played.
It's still early. That's my thing. My thing. It's still early.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, if they were to come out with these rankings, so to speak, right? Because you talked about MVP and all the other stuff already. Because of how many games have been played, he may not be there. But there's definitely a person from Memphis, and that it has to be Dylan Brooks, right there.
I agree.
And they got to make up for when they gave it to Marc Gasol when it was actually Tony Allen's. They got to give it to the grind son. They got to do that, man.
Yeah. So I would say Dylan Brooks. I ain't mad at that. We'd love to see more out of our other picks right now, but Dylan Brooks is taking whatever assignment that's coming his way. And most challenging assignments as well. I mean, Giannis only scored 19 points at FedEx. I'm not saying that was all Dylan Brooks. I think it's a team effort anytime you have to defend Giannis, but Dylan Brooks will be my DPOY right now.
For sure. I definitely would agree with that. And Jaren, how the hell is Jaren Jackson doing top 10 in blocks already?
Right.
He played 10, 12 games, and he already top 10 in blocks. That's crazy. So praying for good health with Jaren Jackson. Rookie of the year, me and Took had Paolo. Sheedy had Keegan Murray. I mean, again, I said it from the jump. I don't think nobody touching Paolo. I don't think. I don't. No. I mean, Mathurin, he's good off the bench for Indiana, but he's not consistent or as consistent as Paolo. Paolo, I've watched maybe like 3 Magic games this past week. What I love about Paolo is that he doesn't force it. Like if my guy Fultz or Cole Anthony is on, I'm gonna let them go hoop. If Bobo needs some run, I'm gonna let Bobo do his thing. But don't be shocked when I can get 25 and 10. You know, so I like that Paolo. He's 19 years old, but he's able to understand what the Magic need from him right now. And you also know the pecking order. Yes, you are the best player on the team. But you also know I got Franz Wagner, who's older than me. I got Mo Wagner, who's older than me. And I understand the culture that we're trying to build not Miami, but in Orlando. So I like Paolo as Rookie of the Year. I mean, I said it from John. I think nobody's better than him. But our dark horses, we had Jalen Duren. Sheedy and Took had Jalen Duren, which I also think he got a chance too. Like he legitimately is the best for Detroit. I mean, Jaden Ivey's still figuring things out, but for Duren to come in as a grown man and getting you 12 and 10 consistently like that, I mean, you got to give us some credit as well too. I haven't looked at the ESPN or NBA rookie ladder, but I know Paolo's number 1. But I feel like Duren got to be somewhere in that top 3 or 4 at minimum. So.
Yeah, I think Paolo's your runaway pick here. I just tried to pick someone that was not Paolo at the beginning of the season, but it's hard. And it'll be the same way next year, right? But like to your point, Jalen Duren has got to be up there. And he did that. And he had some great games against the Nets. We talked about the Nets earlier. Jalen Duren performed when the spotlight was on. So I would definitely love to see Jalen Duren more conversation. Jaden Ivey as well, as you mentioned, for the Pistons. But the guy from the Pacers, man, like I said, it's just up and down. Not as consistent. He started off really strong. Like it was like dang, how do we miss him that much? But now it's like, oh, okay. So now you fade into the background like Homer Simpson into the bushes. And I'm not really hearing much from you anymore.
Yeah, I definitely got to give Savage his props on Paolo. Like watching Paolo is like watching Carmelo Anthony his rookie year.
Yep.
And it was just beautiful basketball. He didn't force it, but when I got the ball, I'm going to do my damn thing with it. That's just fun. But also Savage pointed out earlier the season, even though they have a bad record, there are 9 players on the Orlando Magic averaging double figures right now. Just wanted to point that out there. Like they're playing good basketball. My guy Fultz came back last night or day before last, had a great game. Like it's great to see my guy Fultz back out there. But Orlando Magic, they are going to be a team of the future. Like having 9 players averaging double figures is pretty good, especially being a young team.
I'm looking at the rookie ladder right now. Of course, Powell's number 1. Number 2, they got Benedict Mathurin. Number 3, Jaden Ivey. Number 4 is Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith has improved greatly because he was struggling at first. Like he couldn't buy a bucket, but now he's playing good defense. He's making those open threes. I feel like Keegan Murray is he's kind of not like lost in a bad way, but you have a team around him that's so good that you don't need him to do anything. You got Fox, you got Monk, you got Sabonis. Like you just play your role, spot up, kind of like what Zaire Williams did for the Grizzlies last year. Like the team's already good. Just fill in and just learn as much as you can from Harrison Barnes, who's a good vet to be around. And eventually your time will come with that. And then after that, they got people that we don't really care about. Jalen Williams, Tari Eason, Nembhard. Nembhard is good. Andrew Nembhard from Indiana. He played at Gonzaga with Chet and with Drew Timme. And I wanted the Grizzlies to draft him. I'm like, please draft Nembhard if you're not getting Kenny Chandler. And he's averaging since the last week, 16, 5, and 9 from a rookie point guard. And I called him the replacement for Malcolm Brogdon. He's like 6'4", 6'5", kind of a tall guard. He's pretty good. AJ Griffin for the Hawks, and then Walker Kessler, who also is playing well too. Walker Kessler for the Jazz, who got traded from Minnesota to be Rudy Gobert's replacement. He looked damn near like Rudy Gobert on defense. So yeah, just want to give him a good shout out. Say what?
Just cheaper and cleaner, hopefully.
and white, don't trip. He white too. It's Utah, don't trip.
Yeah.
All right, 6th man of the year. This one was all over the place. I had DeAnthony Melton. Sheedy had Christian Wood. Christian Wood still ain't starting, y'all. I don't know what's going on with that.
Coaching.
And Tyler Hero. I had my list of bench points, but hold on real quick. Let me pull up real quick. I think that it was Benedict Mathurin was leading in bench points. And my thing is, would they give a rookie 6th man of the year?
They should.
I was like, he the one that's leading the league in bench points, and then he also, he that dude. So it's like, what do you want him?
To my point is that Tyler Hero is starting now.
Yeah,
he's starting a lot more games. And then, not to go a little bit ahead, but like my dark horse was Spencer Dinwiddie. He's starting too.
Yeah.
So it's like, on my case, y'all got me on that one. But coaching, why the hell is Christian Wood not starting if you're gonna make all these changes?
And the thing about it, so here's the bench scoring leaders. Number 1 is Jordan Poole. Now Jordan Poole put up 40-something the other day, but his plus minus is terrible in my opinion. So you can't.
Yeah, he's gonna put up 2 points next.
Yeah, you can't be a negative. And when you in the game, but scoring 20 points a game, like that don't add up for me, Mathurin's averaging 18, Christian Wood's averaging 17, Malik Monk is next with 14, and then Russell Westbrook is averaging 14 after that. So from this list, I guess Jordan Poole, I guess Mathurin, Christian Wood, maybe. So maybe you're right, Sheedy. I don't know.
I would love to. So Mathurin would be my pick. Like I said, I don't know if they could take rookies for 6th man of the year. Christian Wood, and why he's not starting. Why is Finney Smith, Reginald Bullock, and some other players getting more time than Christian Wood? I have no idea. But that's a coaching aspect. But I would rather. I want to keep my praise about the Mavericks good because I thought they were going to be contenders, and for them to contend. I'm not saying he needs to start, but he needs to see a lot more minutes than where he's at right now. So if anything, I would give it to the Pacers rookie, to be honest.
17, 8, and 27 minutes from Christian Wood. Just give my man 30-something minutes a game. What you want him to do? Shooting 54% from the field. Let me see what he's shooting from 3. He's shooting 39% from 3. What are we doing, Jason Kidd? What are we doing?
Their winning percentage is much higher when he plays 30 minutes.
Yep.
It's like above 28 minutes or so. They're winning. So Jason Kidd, I know you got thrown out the game last night. And maybe Luka. Needed, and Luka, right. And still they probably didn't put in Christian Wood still. So to me, I would love to see it for Christian Wood, but honestly, they need him to play a lot more minutes. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, and honestly, because the player has done exactly what a six man is supposed to do, and is come in, give buckets, and come in case a starter's out. And if I were to give credit to where credit is due, I guess Jordan Poole would make it. But I want to put him on notice. Like, this is the time to make people like me believe that you're worth $40-50 million a season.
Yep.
Because Steph Curry is out now.
Yep.
The ball is going to be in your hands a lot more than it needs to be. Make me a believer. You putting up 43, cool. But I don't want to see you with 11 points on the next game. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing his thing lately. The last time he gave me, less than 20 was, against the Bucks. And I'll take that, because even before then, he was on the road. So as long as you can give me 20, 22, 23 points a game, cool. But I don't need to see no 11, 15 points a game, in the game, because then we're going to lose.
Speaking of the Warriors, so Steph gonna be out for like a month. Like I'm hearing a month. So
maybe more than that.
You got to about late January. Here are the teams they play from now until January. I'm gonna go to January 30th just for reference. So starting on December 20th, so today, they got at New York, who playing well, at Brooklyn, who playing well, Christmas against the Grizzlies, Charlotte, Utah, nobody Utah been playing well, Portland, Atlanta, Detroit, Orlando, Phoenix, San Antonio, Chicago, Washington, Boston, Cleveland, Brooklyn, Memphis, Toronto, and then OKC. That's tough.
That sounds like 500 basketball to me.
If that, it might be 300 basketball. Depending on if that, man. Like at one point, you have you're playing like the Bulls, Washington, and San Antonio, but that's all on the road. Like they have the San Antonio, Chicago, Washington, Boston, Cleveland are all on the road. Like
Cleveland's a loss.
That's tough. Boston's a loss. Like you have to. Yeah. They're like what, 2-14 on the road? You must take off every loss on the road. This is what it's gonna be. You hope to play 500 basketball at home. I mean, they play better at home. But part of it is Steph Curry has been playing crazy right now. Talk about MVP candidates. We're gonna see how valuable Steph Curry is right in the next month. You know what I'm saying? So Jordan Poole played well last game that I saw. He had like 47 points, 43 points. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how much of he's not gonna be on the bench. He can't be on the bench now because you need him to start the game off. So all right, most improved player. So me and Sheedy had Tyrese Haliburton, and I want to get on Wally Szczerbiak, man, because Wally Szczerbiak, he clowned Tyrese Haliburton because he felt that Haliburton was a fake all-star. And I'm just like, first of all, Wally Szczerbiak, you got carried to a all-star appearance by KG. Let's keep it all the way. I didn't even know
Szczerbiak was an all-star.
Exactly. Exactly. I don't know when it was. Let me see. When was this? Let me see when he was an all-star, because I didn't even know.
Szczerbiak. It must have been like 2002, 2003, something like that.
I feel like it was like that same year that Mehmet Okur went to the all-star.
2002.
What I just say? 2002, 2003.
2002. He put up 18 points a game, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Again, that's respectable numbers, but let's not act like Tyrese Haliburton ain't a better NBA player than you right now, my guy. Like, Haliburton's averaging 20, 10, and 4. Like, come on, Wally. So I just want to say that real quick. I still think that Haliburton is the most improved player in the NBA. The Pacers are playing much better. This is what it is. And until you had Anthony Edwards as your
it's a runaway. It's a runaway. You called it Haliburton. You picked him in your NBA young boy draft. You said he was going to have a hell of a season, and he's having a hell of a season. Nothing for me. I wish Anthony Edwards would be averaging more than 22 points he averaging. I thought he'd be up in the 25, 26.
Not his fault. Not his fault.
Not his fault.
Coaching.
Hopefully they get their ish together. But as far as like most improved, if it's not Tyrese Haliburton, it's Robert.
I mean, didn't they just play a game where the Timberwolves played without Cat and without,
and they won,
and they scored 150 points, right?
Yep. Something like that. I'll do it real quick. They're on a 3-game win streak. They scored 116 yesterday and beat Dallas. Scored 150 and beat the Bulls.
Yeah.
Scored 112 and beat the Thunder. So, I mean, we see his space in the paint now. So
somebody's dunking.
Somebody,
The Bulls game, he had his career high with like 41, 42, something like that.
see?
There you go.
I guess it's working. Whatever working.
All right. The dark horse is James Wiseman. It's unfortunate, man. I don't know what the Warriors are doing. It's malpractice. Not even because we want to James Wiseman play, but this is the number 2 pick in the draft, man. Like, if he's not playing, trade him. Like, it wouldn't be the first time you made a bad decision. No, not them, but like as an NBA team, like just trade. Do what you
I got a perfect trade option, and I want y'all opinion on it real quick for James Wiseman.
Okay.
James Wiseman to the Nets, and you actually have the Splash Brothers on one team. So James Wiseman for Steph Curry, and make the money work out however, but
straight up or like
straight up.
Okay, so the Warriors still have Looney. They got Draymond. Who's the other big man? If Looney got hurt, who be the big man?
Yeah, Draymond. They don't use Wiseman no way.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to say Wiseman ain't doing nothing.
Jeff Green.
Okay.
I mean, Jeff Green been playing a little center, too, and they can sign one. But I just don't like the way that Wiseman just sitting there not being used.
That's
and
my problem.
What he can do as far as 15, 20 minutes guard the paint, be that 7-footer that you are, he'd be perfect for the Nets. And you can grow with the team. He'd be perfect.
And then you got Steph Curry. I don't think Steph Curry playing that much. I know he was hurt.
Exactly. I'd rather trade Joe Harris, but because Steph Curry is like a thing there too. You know what I'm saying? It's remarkable.
I don't know. I wouldn't want Wiseman to go to Brooklyn for some reason, because I feel like Brooklyn wants to play small anyway. Just kind of like how the Warriors play small. I feel like I want to see Wiseman get buckets, man. I want to see him just be who he is. So I don't know if another like a younger team would be a better option.
I don't trust the class and guard.
I wouldn't mind seeing him with the Pacers if the Pacers wanted to get somebody else.
I like that too.
Like Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Who they was on trade block forever.
Right.
I wouldn't mind. So I like that you open it up for James Wiseman trade talk. I mean, another person that's kind of in limbo, so to speak, for trade talk, who's a big, who doesn't play defense at all, is Vucci with the Bulls.
Yeah. I like that.
Him, it's a new setting there in Chicago, and David Lee ran a really good offense with the Warriors back in the day, and I can see Vucevic playing that kind of role for them. Yeah, and Bogut, yeah. So I would say that. I don't want him to go to Brooklyn either. I have nothing against Brooklyn. Claxton's doing what he can do for him, but I think he might be better suited somewhere else. He does need to go. I'm fully behind that one. He needs to go, but I don't know where his new sunrise is going to be. But definitely can't be.
I think that everybody's kind of like turned off from him right now, because even like his G League numbers are terrible. Like, he getting worked by G Leaguers, man. I think this is a matter of him being a young player and he's unmotivated. He's
confidence,
like, why am I playing down here?
Yeah, right. It's confidence, man.
So, I hope they do right by him, because I mean, from what I've heard, like the players don't dislike him. Like Thompson loves him. Like Klay Thompson loves Wiseman, but he just don't fit. So I don't know. If only they would have drafted LaMelo, like Took said. Don't draft LaMelo. They didn't want to draft LaMelo. So all right. We also had Sheeta had Mobley, and Took, you had RJ Barrett as dark horses. Mobley is still being him, from what I've seen. I think we made this pick. Was it before the Mitchell trade? I'm not sure, but like, I mean, Mitchell playing out of his mind this year, like 31 points a game. So you're not going to score as much, obviously, if you're Evan Mobley. But defensively, in the rebounds, that's where he's going to get his bread and butter. And then he's still young too, so I'm not too mad about that. I haven't seen RJ stats or seen much Knicks games aside from the Brunson highlights.
Literally the same.
Same player.
Flatline Barrett to the rescue.
I've seen Brunson and I've seen Randall get theirs, but RJ Barrett, he just like a off to the side player. He's kind of like Harrison Barnes, man. Harrison Barnes was that dude at North Carolina in high school, and then he just came to the league and it was just kind of mid. It was like, he all right. Which it's not a bad career for RJ Barrett, but he was a top player over Zion, over Ja, going into that college season. So,
he's gonna give you literally 20 points a game, like literally for the rest of his career. I mean, that's not to shit on him. Like, that's good to, especially in the NBA. But
What's his impact?
what you just said, Savage, you know what I'm saying? Like we expecting more from him, and like, how we gonna get that?
Right.
Yeah, and it's like,
he's a system, you know.
And to your point, like, yeah, he's giving 20 points a game, but it's also like, when are those points coming? When, how impactful are these 20 points? If they're on a 7-game winning streak, so we leaving in RJ Barrett to collect some trash up, you know what I mean, to get some extra points as well. And that's to be seen as well. But RJ Barrett can go. I mean, he can go.
Just got paid, so he'll be around for a little bit. And coach of the year, I chose Willie Green, and I feel like that's a strong choice. And then y'all both had Ty Lue as y'all's choice. I right now, I feel like it has to be Taylor Jenkins, because how are you not having your main five at no point during the season, and you still the number 1 seed, you still finding ways to win games? Like the culture, it like I can't see any regression, and that's a polarizing term on Grizzlies Twitter right now: regression, progression, whatever. But 19-10 right now. You've missed Jaren for a little bit. You missed Ja for like 1 game. You don't have Bane, you know, for the past couple of weeks, but you still are the best team in the West right now. And I feel like more times than not, they are going to be in every game they play. For some, like it's comfortable watching the Grizzlies. Like the game the other day against OKC was a huge outlier. The referee was trying to control the game, but more times than not, this team is going to compete every night. And I feel like that's goes back to Jenkins as a coach. So I think it's Taylor Jenkins right now. I don't think it's nobody else. It got to be Taylor Jenkins. He should have won last year, but he didn't.
I don't mind the Willie Green pick. I think the Pelicans are playing good. I know we picked Ty Lue. Ty Lue still got the Clippers at the top 6 seed. In the West. And depending on what this team does, I mean, you picked one Will, but there's another Will out there too. Will Hardy for the Jazz. I mean, no one thought the Jazz would be anywhere close to where they're at now. Now that would mean that they have to be a top 6 seed, if not top 4 seed, for him to be in contention. But I'm not against the Taylor Jenkins coach of the year right now and riding that momentum to the rest of the year, because I don't foresee the Grizzlies falling out of top 4 seed in the West. I don't see that. No matter what happens, they should not fall any further. And then you look back at the Memphis Grizzlies are the only team where they don't make they don't say, oh, we're missing this person, we're missing this person. Every other team says that. The Lakers, the Lakers lost because of Anthony Davis, or the Nets lost because of Kyrie Irving, or someone else. Like, it just, there's always that excuse. There's not that excuse with the Grizzlies. Either they win or lose with whoever they have, and they're putting the talent around to win every single game. To your point, they're never really out of games. I don't even know the last time they've been blown out, like how they were the other year. But like, they're always there. Regardless of who's playing, the 5, the 8, the 10, whoever's there, Taylor Jenkins deserves his credit, and you're right. His trophy should be his this year.
Yeah, I think at this point, if all goes well, it's actually his to lose, which I have no kind of problem with. But still got to give some kind of credit to Mike Brown. What he's doing with the Kings and everything you just said about the Jazz, you can literally say for the beam it up time, whatever they want to call it. They're playing good basketball. They're top 5 in like scoring. Mike Brown really got them playing inspired, and we really didn't know what to expect from them coming into this season, especially with them trading Halliburton. You know, that was a bit, and Buddy Hill, who I think should have been cornerstones in their team, but they got a bunch of players. They know what they're doing. Savage, you named a bunch of them, and you know Kevin Huerter is still shooting the hell out their basketball. So, I mean, you put it together, you got to give Mike Brown some credit.
For sure. I'm gonna give love to Mike Brown's former stop as well too, because JB is doing a good job. JB doing a good job with Cleveland, because anytime you bring in a integral cog into a machine, people wonder, is it gonna go crazy? And the Cavaliers are still on schedule with their own growth. Garland and Spider are up there with Bane and Ja as far as the best young backcourt in the league right now. And I had concerns about defensively how they would do. And defensively, they are still okay. You got Mobley, you got Jared Allen, you got Okoro, all these other players off the bench, and that's indicative of JB as a coach, former Grizzlies coach as well too. So there's a connection there as well. So I think it's Taylor Jenkins, but I mean, we got JB, we got Mike Brown, you got options, but unless the Grizzlies fall off, it got to be Jenkins for me. It got to be.
Only reason I
Yeah.
can't go JB, and that's personal for me, is because I put a parlay out for Donovan Mitchell to give me 25. He went against his former team, and he
gave you
literally
21.
played- He gave me 23, but here's the kick: he
Oh.
only played half the game.
Damn.
What the hell? Like, I know it's a blowout, but half the game,
Hurt.
literally 23, 24 minutes. All I need is 2 more points. That's it. Coaching. So that's the only reason I can't rock with you on that one. But other than that, Cavaliers are playing excellent basketball, man. I felt like they were, and they're definitely doing their thing. Like you said, Savage, there's still a lot of room to grow for these players as well.
Most definitely. So, we didn't do the other award because it was literally just created like last week, the Clutch Award. I don't know anything about clutch stats right now. I ain't looking at no clutch stats, but I'm just say because it's the first ever Clutch Award, just give it to Damian Lillard, man. Just give it to Lillard
Mhm.
and let him be the first. I can't think nobody else that needs it other than Damian Lillard. So,
Honestly, I can. Only for this season. SGA. Only for this season.
yeah, you're right.
Only for this season. I think if we were to look up his points in like the fourth quarter, I think he actually is beating like everybody in the league. So that's literally this season right now. Gun to the head. If I had to pick one, it'll be SGA.
Okay, I ain't mad at
Alright.
it.
But I love y'all know. But speaking of Dame, can we have a conversation about Dame real quick?
Go ahead.
He claims that he's the second best shooter outside of Steph Curry.
Hell of a segue too.
Okay. So, I honestly didn't know if we were talking about it. I honestly didn't know. But is he? And he kind of got a point made because he's already in the top 75. We know what he can do in those clutch moments. And to me, if you can make those shots when it matters most, I'm putting you up there with the Ray Allen. I'm putting you up there with the Reggie Miller. I'm pretty sure he's not far off from those numbers.
I know Dame was top 10 in 3-pointers made already. God.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
right now, as far as active players, well, I'm gonna go through the top 15 and I'm gonna include active players. So from 1 to 15 is Steph Curry, Ray Allen, James Harden, Reggie Miller, Kyle Korver, Vince Carter, Jason Terry, Dame Lillard, Jamal Crawford, LeBron James.
Mm.
LeBron James, are you serious?
LeBron James is top 10 in 3-pointers made.
Miami.
That man's an alien.
Yeah.
I never would have guessed that one.
Kyle Lowry is top 12. Klay Thompson, Jason Kidd, and Dirk Nowitzki. That is your top 15 all time. With the active players being Curry, Harden, Dame, LeBron, Kyle Lowry, and Klay Thompson.
Mm.
I feel like from that list, as far as like, so he's claiming that he's the second best all time 3-point shooter. So more times than not, Lillard is going to be all on the ball in those 3-point situations. I can't even recall too many times where he's in catch and shoot threes. So I got to kind of look at that. But I mean, from this list, who do I trust the most with a 3-point shot in their prime? I mean, Ray Allen, man.
It's tough.
You got Ray Allen, then you got Reggie. Man, I'm gonna have to say, nah, man. I seen Ray Allen hit a clutch 3 for Miami. She'd have seen that. I mean,
Oh,
and
I
then
woke up everybody for that one. Woke up everybody.
and then Reggie, like, don't forget about Reggie, y'all. Reggie Miller
Against the Knicks. Woo.
like, don't forget about Reggie. Now, Dame Lillard, I feel like Dame's career mirrors Reggie Miller in that you've made it to, well, Reggie made it to the finals, but
Yeah.
you just couldn't get over the hump. And I don't think he will ever get over the hump to win a championship, but I mean, still a great player. I think all time, of course, Dame is better than Reggie Miller in terms of like just overall player, but like shooting, I think Reggie can do it catching it. I think he can do it on the ball. And Ray Allen's number 2 for me, man. It's Ray Allen. I got to respect Jesus Shuttlesworth, man. So I'm gonna say nah, but he up there.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually do like a let's say 5 years from now when the numbers is set and everything, right? I think it'll be Steph Curry. I think it'll be Ray Allen. I think it'll be Reggie Miller. I think it'll be Klay Thompson, then Reggie Miller, and then Dame Lillard. So I do think Dame can crack into that top 5 of 3-point shooting.
Okay.
What y'all think about that?
So hold on. Let me first address the first question, right? You said, should Damian Lillard be in the conversation? I think he's able to be in the conversation after Steph Curry. Saying someone's in the conversation doesn't mean I'm actually siding with him.
Yeah.
But I think there is a part where, yes, he should be in the conversation. Many, too many people forget of how great of a player Ray Allen was with the Bucks.
Yep.
And the Sonics.
Yep.
Before he got traded and went to
Boston,
the Celtics, right, where he played a certain role.
Yep.
And then with Miami as well. And he could score from any aspect of the court.
There was that dude on your head from 3-point line.
Yes, bro. Like, and this team, I believe they went to the East Conference Finals, right? Him, Big Dog, and Sam Cassell. Yep. So give me Ray Allen, yes. And then I can't remember what documentary it is about Reggie Miller per se, or what even Michael Jordan says about Reggie Miller, but he didn't really want to face Reggie Miller. Saw him as really stiff competition, so to speak.
I think he was winning time.
Winning time, yep.
Winning time, thank you. And so until I hear otherwise, and I think that, Michael Jordan is one of the greatest of all time, you got to keep Reggie up there. But yes, Damian Lillard has much more of a conversation piece than James Harden does. Let me say that right now. And so, yes, he gets inserted into that conversation. I think to Savage's point, Savage said never, if he were to win an NBA championship or two, then there's more of that conversation piece. Yeah. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the ring yet. And I think that's what hinders him. The same way it kind of hinders Reggie Miller a little bit too, yep. Because he didn't get over the hump. Yep. And that's why we do have Ray Allen there, yep. At number 2. So to answer that part of the question, that's how I would answer
think about it with, like, even comparing him to Ray. Like, if you are going to be up there with Ray Allen, you have to play an integral part of a championship. Ray was a part of 2 of them, where he, at least 2, I know he won multiple with Miami, I can't remember. But, like, he was a key part for Boston. Boston's not Boston without Ray Allen, not even just either one of those 3, the big 3, or even Rondo, in my opinion. But Miami does not win a championship without that Ray Allen shot, and I cannot discredit that, because if we're going to acknowledge Dame time, we got to acknowledge Ray Allen in Game 6 of the damn finals. Crucial shot where you have to make that shot in order for the Spurs to not win that series. So
yes,
but I do think he has a chance. If Dame Lillard somehow miraculously wins an NBA championship, we have a different conversation. I just don't see it happening. So Dame might have to go to another team and be a point guard, a second option to do it. But I mean, he's up there though. I mean, Dame, he got some shots, some crazy shots under his belt.
Yes,
definitely agree with that. All right, so let's get into the Christmas games. Just kind of run through them, and just kind of look at the teams and see what they're doing right now. So we got the first one is Sixers versus Knicks. Sheedy, these Knicks.
Oh.
They are. Let me get the standings.
They're worthy of a Christmas game now.
Listen.
Yes, they are. But based on what they did last season, no, they were not. They were not. They deserve of a home game at that. Not just a game. A home game. So no.
They are 6 in the East. Surprisingly, they play better on the road. They're 10-6 on the road, 7-7 at home, and they playing the Sixers, who have been playing better. But again, we're not surprised. It's Doc Rivers. It's the regular season. Just wait, y'all. Just be patient about the Sixers, and they'll come back to earth. But I mean, New York is playing better. Jalen Brunson got him looking good. He getting his shots up, but I think it's a matter of, can they sustain this into the playoffs when Thibodeau killing them with 40 minutes a game? Not sure they can do that. No. The next one, Lakers and Mavericks. I mentioned before that AD potentially has Liz Frank, so it might be. I'm already mentally removed from the Lakers, man. It's sad. Mavericks, Luka, he by himself. I say that every week. He's by himself. And then you got Bucks and Celtics. I think that's just self-explanatory. The 2 best teams in the East in the middle.
It's probably going to be the best game, honestly.
Yeah, because with Steph being out, yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that. And then Grizzlies and Warriors, it kind of lost its momentum because of the Steph injury. But I still feel like the Warriors are going to come out and play hard. I feel like they still going to come out and give them, some problems. I mean, it's the Warriors. They at home. Jordan Poole going to be motivated. You know, maybe he'll get punched before the game to get him hyped up. I don't know.
but see how you just said that though, like, in nothing against how we do it, but like how you just said, hey, yeah, and Steph Curry's gonna be out in that game. Well, also the Grizzlies are missing their best shooter, but we never say, oh, well, Desmond Bain is not gonna play that game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. So honestly, it's a wash for a wash.
Apparently,
if you ask
Bane
me.
might play because Bane was out there practicing.
Yeah.
Was in Denver. Yeah, so he might play. He might play.
Mhm.
We'll see. And then he tweeted the lurking eyes, but I don't know if that was for Argentina or that was just for
Right.
or for
He was
him.
watching them
That man
hat
barely
tricks.
tweet. You know what he doing. Barely tweet in the first place, man. Come on.
And the last one is Suns versus Nuggets. And again, that's I never watched the late game. It's at that point I'm tired of basketball. I've been watching about 3-4 games. So yeah, man, that's the Christmas slate, and I'll do the standings recap real quick. So I'm gonna do 1 through 6 because the play-in don't. I mean, I do the play-in, I guess. Milwaukee is 1, Boston's 2, Cleveland is 3, Brooklyn is 4, Philadelphia is 5, Knicks are 6, Miami coming up, they 7th, Atlanta is 8th, Indiana is 9th, Toronto is 10th. I'm still on board trading Pascal Siakam, man. He's still out there hooping, playing his butt off, and everybody else around him is trash. Not trash, but they're not playing as well. They 13 and 18, man.
Yeah, I mean, Pascal's value right now to go to
Matter of
if he got if he becomes a third or fourth option somewhere, oh my God. But yeah, and I think the Raptors can still make the playoffs, or at
Yep.
least the playing scenario, even with trading him and OG, because
Chicago's
OG's
Chicago
Yes.
right underneath them. They suck.
yes.
Let me see. The Wizards, they suck too. Like they literally, like the teams underneath Toronto are not going to be better than them, even if they trade Pascal Siakam. Like just trade Siakam, get your draft picks, try to get Victor, and keep it moving, man.
God, they looking bad as hell, man. What the hell? They won as many as game as the Bulls and the Magic.
Who?
What the hell going on, man? The Wizards.
Wizards. Well, we saw it coming though. I mean, we thought they were going to be good, but I mean, maybe they trade Bradley Beal. I mean,
They're gonna have to do something at this point.
He signed a
He's
fat
not a
contract.
monster, right? He got a monster
KP want to get
contract.
paid too, and KP said he fine being in Washington. He get his buckets up. He ain't got to win. He can just score. He's straight. So I think Washington is like the most. Well, let me ask y'all this: is Washington the most mid NBA team like ever? Like, have they ever just been extremely good or extremely bad? Are they the most mid NBA team like of all time?
Yes, I'll answer that immediately for us. Yes,
Maybe
because
Charlotte
even when you
is
think
another
about,
option, but I think it's Washington.
I'm gonna say
No.
Charlotte.
I will say within our lifetime of watching and understanding basketball, I would say the Wizards. Even when you had Gilbert Arenas, Karan Butler, and Antoine Jameson, they were still, going to the playoffs and getting sent home by LeBron and company every single time. So, like, yes, this team never aspired past, I think, the first round within our lifetime. And I don't know when they won.
They might have got it
their
one
NBA
time
championship.
with John Wall. I think one time they won a playoff series and they lost to, I want to say it was Boston, I think. I can't remember. But even then,
and I guarantee, they're not getting anywhere to these. They're not a team that you're fearful of at all.
Yeah.
And so yes, I believe that they are very much a mid CBD type of team. And I'm okay with that.
So
And I think the Hornets. Go ahead.
I got 2 CBD teams myself. But go ahead about the Hornets because I'm kind of with you on the Hornets too. But
yeah, I mean the Hornets. It's like since Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson, I have no respect for the Hornets.
Yeah.
None. I don't even want to call them mid, to be honest. I don't have any purpose for the Hornets besides.
Mid, in my opinion. I think they're just worse than mid. They're not. They've never been. I think the last time they were good was like Gerald Wallace, and they were the Bobcats.
They were the Bobcats.
They were the Bobcats. But
They were owned by BT.
I remember they played a playoff series with them ugly ass colors and them ugly ass jerseys, and they get them junks out of there. But I mean,
I guess if you include if the Hornets include that New Orleans time when Chris Paul carried them, but even though Chris Paul should have been traded,
no, that's the Pelicans though, and that's one of my teams, the Pelicans.
Yeah, I mean
Pelicans. I feel like they ain't been around long enough to be mid, I guess. I don't know. And then this year they have a really good roster. So they're
Yeah.
like I've never said Washington has a really good roster. Like even when they had John Wall, I'm just like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
They gonna lose to Boston or lose to Miami or something. Like, I don't know.
I was gonna say another one was the Kings.
Nah, Kings been trash. They below mid.
Okay, they trash. Okay, they not
Trash.
mid. They. Nah, I'm not even picking it up. Okay, bet.
But it's kind of like how when you like are an NFL team, you never want to be 8-8. It's like 8-8 is the worst spot to be in because you're gonna get into the playoffs and then you're gonna lose in the first round, and then you have like a 15th overall draft pick. You want to be either trash or you want to be really good. And the Wizards are always in the middle. Think about it, like aside from when they got John Wall and maybe Bradley Beal, what other draft picks are like good? They picked Roy Hachimura and Denny Advia and who they picked this year? Was it Kispert, Corey Kispert, and like it's just nobody that sticks
Did
out.
they draft Nick Young? Did they draft Nick
Nick Young and JaVale McGee and
Brennan Haywood.
and
No,
I don't look it up
drafted
real
him.
quick. Let me look up Washington was his draft pick because I legitimately think they did the most mid.
Dang. You may have a point because Larry Hughes wasn't drafted by them.
Nah, Larry Hughes was, I think, somewhere else. All right, let me see. I'm gonna go back to John Wall's draft. Okay,
you
so
may have a point. This may be the most mid.
so here go first round picks from 2010 to now. John Wall, which was an all-star, Lazar Hayward. I have no idea who that is. Jan Vesley, who's a draft bust. I remember him. Chris Singleton, whatever.
Who?
Exactly. Bradley Beal. I mean, he's an all-star, but he's not all that. I forgot I had Otto Porter. Otto Porter was a bust.
Wow. Yeah.
Otto Porter.
Yeah.
was-
Wow.
and-
Became a trading piece.
Yep. Otto Porter. The worst of the Grant brothers, Jerry and Grant.
Mm.
Troy
Mm.
Brown. Again, and this is like 19th pick, 15th pick. Roy Hachimura, he all right. He ain't all that. Denny Advia, he all right. He ain't all that. And then Corey Kispert, and 15th pick. This was Johnny Davis. Johnny Davis, he's a rookie, so you don't really know. So that's like those, like of those picks, is anybody inspiring? Like the Grizzlies have picked Desmond Bane at the back of the first round. He's an all-star caliber player. Dylan Brooks, second round. He's a fringe, can be an all-star, but he's like a lockdown defender. Who else? Santi Aldama. We've seen flashes of him playing well. I don't know who they got flashing in Washington.
But you know what's interesting too? Not every pick, but most picks you talked about were what in that mid range anyway.
16,
so
19, 16.
They're a mid team that they get the mid pick and they keep being mid. I mean, you can't just prescribe that in.
Literally the definition of a mid franchise.
Yeah.
And then the time they picked, like they had a series of 4 straight years where it was like John Wall, first pick, Jan Vesley, 6th pick, Bradley Beal, 3rd pick, Otto Porter, 3rd pick. If you got three out of 4 of your picks in the top 3, somebody better be a damn NBA Finals leader or something. Like, ain't no way you get top picks and none of them are like groundbreaking players. I don't understand. So
I think John Wall comes back
to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
To do what?
John Wall comes back.
To do what?
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Get some money and
To
play
be
basketball and lose.
To be mid, that he coming back to be mid. But I think he loves Washington that much that he'll come back.
Maybe.
Again, not for a franchise. They're not going to win a championship like Bradley Beal said that he wants to be there till they win a championship. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
This is not going to happen.
Yeah.
I thought he got to say, man, he getting that bag. He don't care about us. He don't care about y'all.
I thought Brad Beal was that dude, but he ain't that dude. He not. He's a backup. Not backup, but he's a second option. Might not even be that.
Oh,
he might be a third option.
Hey, I can't let y'all crap on Brad Beal like that.
No, seriously.
On a championship team.
At this point in his career, though, like he can be like a Ray Allen, where it's like, hey, for Boston, like you got Paul Pierce, you got KG, hey, come spot up and get your 20 points, and just play good team defense. That's what it. I mean, if you put Bradley Beal on a healthy Lakers, that's perfect because you got LeBron, you got AD, and you got Bradley Beal. That's perfect. But him as the top dog, or even like the second one, I don't know about that one. So
Even your Nets, the Nets as
hey,
a
hey.
Nets better call shit.
So, but yeah.
Hey man,
All
it's
right.
already a street out there in Memphis that got his name on it. So just
Too late for that. Too late. We got bang. Too late. Should have came
damn,
sooner.
that's true.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
want
that's
that.
true.
I
Yikes.
don't want that. Look, I don't even want Jalen Brown now. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Mm-mm.
Good what we
Yeah.
got. Good what we got. All right, we're gonna end it up with some positivity.
Mhm.
So too, what you got on the positive end, my guy?
Yeah, just want to salute, man, to Kyrie Irving and just what he's been doing because we don't hear too much. We've heard a hell of a lot for the last 2 years of how he's not doing this, not taking a vaccine, not, playing games because he's at his sister's birthday party or, what I'm saying? Even to this season of him not even promoting the movie, just Instagram story in a movie and the movie go up 10x, just all that. He's been doing a lot, but people fail to realize that he's done more for people than what they expect. He literally gave, I think it was $20,000, $26,000 to a young lady, and I think it was at Howard. Correct me.
Mm-hmm.
And people, was giving him flowers and stuff. But my thing is, he's been doing it.
Yep.
When you look at a pillar in the community, whether that's in Brooklyn or still in Boston, he still makes an impact. He's still making an impact on HBCUs and students at HBCUs and just different things like that. And also, he's a huge supporter of the WNBA. When you think of anybody that supports the WNBA from the NBA, if Kyrie Irving ain't top of that list,
Yep.
it's
Kobe then Kyrie. Well, I remember.
Yeah.
What's that?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it's
Them
like,
Ks.
so what we doing? So just as a black media platform, I thought it'll be nice for us to recognize somebody like Kyrie Irving who continues to do great, regardless of what other people got to say about him.
Most definitely, man. I feel like like I said, I've always been in the middle of the conversation where it's like, let's have, like you said, too, let's have this conversation, let's talk about it. And so when Kyrie messes up, I'm gonna speak about it. But when Kyrie does well, I'm gonna speak about it. And that's what we're doing now with Kyrie. Like to mention, man, we already know he's been doing this for years now. And Kyrie is he's very low key in how he, not even just with the stuff that he does with, his beliefs or whatever it is, but he's been low key in general. It's like, oh damn, Kyrie donated $1 million to, whatever fund. Like, damn, that's crazy. And nobody, it just kind of just passes by. Nobody even knows about it. Even when I tweeted it out last week, I was like, damn, nobody told me this. This was like, hey, oh, I ain't hear about this on ESPN or nothing. So yeah, definitely salute to Kyrie Irving, man, because college is expensive. And Lord knows we need some money for these college students. Shout out to him for just, to drop off 20K like it was nothing. That's a lot of money. I don't care how rich you are. That's a lot of money, man. That's a down payment. So, so salute to Kyrie. Yeah, that's all I got for Kyrie. I don't know if you had nothing, Sheedy.
Yeah, I got another one. Interesting enough, we talked about this guy already. Is Rudy Gobert. He gifted all the employees, I think $50 gift cards.
Yeah, it was like 450 employees he gave money to.
Yeah, which is a huge salute to him. And it's also not his first time really giving back to the employees of where he plays basketball. I think he did it also when he was in Utah. I kind of went with the COVID relief as well because they were out of games, so to speak. We weren't playing games, and a lot of those families had no other way to eat, so to speak, because they may have relied on that money from whatever job that person was doing. So shout out to him as well for just inspiring good behavior in basketball. I wish more players did that because these ushers, these people that are in concessions, whoever he gave the money to, they're there and supporting you. What's $50, to give up? And he probably totaled over $20,000 maybe.
Yeah.
Which is kind of similar to what Kyrie has done as well in terms of financial. But like if every player were to do that, I think that would be very awesome to do. Let's just have a celebration for them all. Pay for it all for a holiday, Thanksgiving, or holiday, whatever it may be, holiday for Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever it may be. But shout out to Rudy for that one.
So, all right, gentlemen, anything else we got?
Oh, speaking of Kyrie, and one more thing about Kyrie, he's meeting up with different shoe partners as well. But one more in particular is the
independent guy.
The independent guy. I can't think of his name. I can't see his name, but it's pretty much he's partnered with another black company. And I think as far as, even with the Kanye West situation and everything, I think it's important for athletes to start partnering with black with black businesses because they got your best interest at heart. But at the same time, salute to Ja Morant. We got his logo out apparently, and it's fire.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's super dope logo. So apparently, hopefully his shoes do continue to come out in the spring and we get to see some Ja ones out.
We getting there, man, because like I said, we got the logo, got the 12 on the shirt, so it's little nuggets are dropping off, so we getting there. Getting there. All right. So this again is the last show of 2023. We're coming back January, it'd be January 8th for us, but January 9th for everybody else. We are gonna look into doing a live show. I know Tuke was excited about that. I'm excited about that.
Yes, sir.
So we're doing a live
people
show.
love us, man. We gotta show the love back.
I'm here for it.
We're gonna get some fan input, but we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna have 2023 be even bigger and better next year for not just us, but for LBR in general. So we will see y'all in 2023. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. Happy New Year. Stay safe, be blessed. Peace.